Mikey Garcia, trainer and brother Robert Garcia, says Errol Spence has no special effects. He's straight up and down and will get defeated and will get upset by his brother Mikey Garcia, moving up 2 weight classes. Stay tuned, coming up next.
Hey, this is Cassie, and you're watching Blue Blood Sports TV.
Shout out to Blue Blood Sports TV.
You're watching Blue Blood Sports TV.
Shout outs to Blue Blood Sports TV.
You're watching Blue Blood Sports TV. Hola, habla Cindy, está viendo Deportes TV.
Look, Spence is a hell of a fighter. Very, very talented. But he's also, very strong. That's one thing, very strong physically. He's got great power, great body work. That's one thing that he does really well. He works the body really well. But he's not one of those guys, like you don't have to study to beat. Spence doesn't fight tall. He doesn't, he doesn't move like this guy, so he's there. And the more you see, like the more chances I see, and it's still not gonna be easy.
What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, Blue Blood Sports TV, back at y'all with another one. So Robert Garcia did an interview with Ellie Setback. Shouts out to Ellie Setback. He did an interview with Ellie Setback in which he said that Spence is no special effects. There's nothing special about him. He's gonna be there for the pickings. He says originally when he watched Errol Spence in the beginning and Mikey Garcia was talking about fighting him, he says that he told Mikey, listen, we should wait. We shouldn't do this. He said because like everybody else, I watched it from a fan point of view, from a fan perspective, and I just seen him knocking guys out and beating people up. He said, but the more you watch him, the more you inquire, the more you study him, the more you realize the more you watch him, the more you inquire, and the more you study, the more you realize he's beatable. He's there to get hit. He makes a lot of mistakes. He said, listen, he's strong, he's big, but he's there. He's definitely beatable, and Mikey Garcia has what it takes to beat him. We put an excellent game plan together to beat him, and we will beat him on March 16th in Texas. He said that now he sees what Mikey Garcia sees, like he didn't see in the beginning what Mikey Garcia saw. And him and his dad, the Big G, were hesitant on making this fight due to the fact that they didn't see. He said Mikey Garcia saw it from a study. Mikey Garcia wasn't watching Errol Spence as a fan. He was studying Errol Spence. I guess looking at it, from what he's saying is that the Big G and Robert Garcia, trainer and brother of Mikey Garcia, never really looked at and they never really took Errol Spence serious as an opponent for Mikey Garcia. So there was no real reason for them to study him. Robert Garcia does have other fighters that he trains, such as Brandon Rios and welterweights. So he actually have a fighter, Josito Lopez, who's fighting Keith Thurman on January 26th in a few weeks. So he does look at welterweight division, but as an opponent for Mikey Garcia, he never really looked at Errol Spence as an opponent, so he never studied Errol Spence. But now the more he looks at him, and the closer he looks at him, he feels like he's beatable. He feels like Mikey Garcia has what it takes to beat him, and they will pull off the upset. This is my thoughts on the situation. There should be no excuses. Now that Mikey Garcia says there's no excuses, Robert Garcia says he's beatable, there's no excuses. I don't want to hear any excuses should Errol Spence be victorious in this fight. Just like there won't be any excuses should Mikey Garcia be victorious in this fight. I don't want to hear that Errol Spence is sick, Errol Spence wasn't feeling well, Errol Spence had an injury, so on and so forth, which is all very, very possible. But if Mikey Garcia pulls off the upset, there should be no excuses. There should be no excuses, vice versa. Point blank and period. So originally, I looked at this fight as a distant mismatch, but now with more of the people coming out, you're getting professional judges, professional commentators. You're getting all these people coming out and giving Mikey Garcia a chance. I thought it was no chance. I thought it was a mismatch. But since everybody's coming out and feel like Mikey Garcia has a shot, fighters, past fighters, legends, certain fighters, picks and everything, everybody's coming out and saying that Mikey Garcia has a chance. So if that's the case, and even Derek James, Errol Spence's trainer, said he's the most skillful guy that Errol Spence will face. Okay, so if this is the case, then we need to give Errol Spence 1,000% of the credit should he be victorious. And if he beats Mikey Garcia in dramatic fashion, should he stop Mikey Garcia or something like that? And we need to give Errol Spence 1,000% of the credit. Let's not have excuses saying he should have done this, he was the bigger guy and all of that and so on and so forth, because I know that's what's going to come out. But since Robert Garcia has come out and he stated that there's no special effects about Errol Spence, he's there for the pickings, you don't have to study him. He's not like a Manny Pacquiao, he's not like a Terrence Crawford, he's not like a Keith Thurman, he's not like a Floyd Mayweather. He says he's not like any of those fighters that have tricks. He's straight up and down, he's one-dimensional, he's strong, yes, he's a good body puncher, yes, but he's there to be for the pickings. Okay, so if that's the case, then we should hear no excuses, none whatsoever, from Robert Garcia, Mikey Garcia, or any of the fans should Errol Spence be victorious in dramatic fashion. Point blank and period. That's just it. Let's give Errol Spence 100% of the credit should he be victorious in dramatic fashion against Mikey Garcia. Whether he towers over him, whether he outweighs him by 30 pounds. Because if this was the Floyd Mayweathers of the world, if this was the Terrence Crawfords of the world, if this was the Keith Thurmans of the world, so on and so forth, Andre Ward, they would not get the benefit of the doubt. When Andre Ward fought Sergey Kovalev, he didn't get the benefit of the doubt. He was clearly the undersized man in the ring the first fight, and he didn't get the benefit of the doubt. Actually, people were screaming to the heavens that Sergey Kovalev was wrong. So, okay, if that's the case, then we need to give Errol Spence a full 1,000% of the credit for beating Mikey Garcia, the best person on his resume. Let's not discredit him. Let's give him all the credit in the world. So that's all I got. I totally disagree with Robert Garcia. I think that Errol Spence is more than a one-dimensional, straight come-forward fighter. I think that he's very crafty in his approach to attacking the body. I think he sets it up very, very well with his jab. I think he's more than just a strong brute that comes and walks forward. He has more tricks to the trade, and if that's what they think, I think they're going to be in for a rude awakening come March 16th. But that's all I got. It's your boy Blue Blood Sports TV. Hate, like, comment, and subscribe. If you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the bell icon to get all the new notification. Follow me on Instagram at Blue Blood Sports TV, all one word. You already know what it is. Shouts out to the entire LDBC. Shouts out to New Media. Shouts out to Black Media Raw. Make sure you like and share these videos. That's all I got for y'all. Robert Garcia says Errol Spence is a one-trick pony. You don't really have to study him. He's there for the pickings. Also, too, I studied the fight. I thought I saw what Mikey Garcia. Let me just say this. I see what Mikey Garcia thinks he sees in the fight, but you know, I just don't think that Mikey Garcia has the tools the size of the strength. I know they say that he hits hard. You know, he's broke. The rumor is that keeps circulating every time you discuss Mikey Garcia versus Errol Spence is the fact that Mikey Garcia broke Marcos Maidana's ribs in sparring, and that's what they use as a measuring stick to say that when he's fought big fighters and things of that nature. You know, they say that, you know, he's fought Mikey Garcia. I mean, he's sparred light heavyweights. He sparred you know, Marcos Maidana, who was a big welterweight, who was a hard-hitting big welterweight, and who was unorthodox and things of that nature. And they say that that's the measuring stick they use for this fight. You know, Errol Spence is not there for the pickings like Marcos Maidana. Marcos Maidana is very unorthodox, but Marcos Maidana is easy to hit. I don't think that, and people say that Errol Spence is a big welterweight. He's bigger than Marcos Maidana, so I don't think that he's just gonna have the tools to keep Errol Spence at bay like he thinks he is with his jab. I don't think he's gonna be able to counter with the overhand right due to the fact that Errol Spence is gonna have the long arms. He's gonna have all the advantages. Errol Spence is gonna be the faster fighter. He's gonna be the more athletic fighter. He's gonna be the stronger fighter. He's gonna be the bigger fighter. He's gonna be the more hard-hitting fighter in the ring. Right? Not to take anything away from Mikey Garcia, because Mikey Garcia, I believe, is a great fighter. But I think that Mikey Garcia is in over his head because he shouldn't have jumped up one weight class. I know the world's going to say it's 2, but in my opinion, it's 1 because 3 out of his last 5 fights have been at 140. But if you want to say 2, okay, fine, it's 2, right? But I thought he should have eased into this fight. Into the welterweight division before jumping, but he did to be great. And listen, my hats go off to him. Kudos to Mikey Garcia. He is a great fighter. He's going to go down as a Hall of Famer. I think I favor him still to beat Vasyl Lomachenko if they were to fight. I favor Mikey Garcia to beat everybody from 135 on down at this point in time, you know. But hey, I thought his biggest challenge was going to be Robbie Easter, and he proved me wrong. I thought he was going to win the fight versus Robbie Easter, but I thought it was going to be a tough fight, tougher than what it was, and he proved me wrong. But this fight with Errol Spence, I'm almost certain that he won't prove me wrong. But hey, listen, this is the sport of boxing, and this is why we watch the fights. So good luck to Mikey Garcia. Good luck to Errol Spence. Let's take our hats off to both of these warriors. And best of luck to both of them, and best of health to both of them. That's all I got for y'all. Peace.
The Blue Blood Sport TV, baby, from the